Yeah.
Building our community
at Circle Time,
learning from each other
at Circle Time. When we come together, there's no mountain we can't climb. Come join us for Circle Time.
Hello, everyone. We are so glad you're here with us. If you enjoy this episode, please rate, review, and share it so that we can reach more ECEs and childcare workers. My name is Rachel Neville, and I am the host of this podcast today. We have the incredible Erin Filby. Erin uses she, her pronouns and is a community organizer here at the AECEO. We're so lucky to have Erin today because she has been spearheading the work for our upcoming summer campaign. So we're going to get a sneak preview, hear about all the good stuff, and get excited for the summer. Erin, thanks for coming.
Hi, Rachel. You're so welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us about the summer campaign. I know we have all sorts of fun stuff happening. So let folks know sort of what it's all about.
For the last few summers, we've run a summer campaign, and they've been ways for ECEs to get involved in advocacy in really non-scary ways. They have been use sidewalk chalk. And the advocacy action is spend some time having a conversation with somebody that you love about your work. We found that it's a way for people who maybe don't know how much they want to do advocacy to kind of slide into it without it being frightening. So this summer, our campaign is called the AECEO Summer Challenge. Care Counts, Wages Matter. And
Ooh, such a good title.
right? Really, the gist of it, why we're calling it a challenge, is because there are going to be a lot of opportunities to do fun things and win cool prizes. This summer, we decided that we didn't just want to have like easy tasks. We also wanted to have prizes.
Yeah.
So we're calling it the AECEO Summer Challenge, Care Counts, Wages Matter, because this year you get to take part in some challenges, which are very easy, low-key challenges, and have the opportunity to win nice stuff. And I'm really excited about that because you know, summers should be fairly low key. There's a
Definitely.
lot going on if you are in childcare. There's a lot going on in the summer. And so having something that is approachable, that's fun, and I think importantly is really about you as an educator and a grown-up, and that really is there to sustain you. I think that was really the ethos of the challenge this year.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like from the, first look that I've had at the activities, they all seem like kind of self-care tasks in a sense,
Yeah.
disguised as advocacy. Like they can be both.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of a really quite intentional. And one of my favorite things when when we were kind of planning the launch party, we were thinking about the things that like we enjoy as grown-up humans over the summer, as well as the things that small humans enjoy. But we kind of hit on the idea of summer festivals, and it's didn't just shape the launch party and how the launch party is going to look. It kind of shaped how the rest of the campaign is going to look. I am so excited for the launch party because we have special musical guests who are not too far away from where I am speaking. Um, and it'll be I think it's our first live set for AECEO like music. Really excited about that. And we have a kind of choice of things that folks get to do. You can hang out and play games. You could do my guided meditation session. You could learn a little bit more. You could kind of, practice your public speaking. But mostly it's like what sustains you, what is going to be a fun way to kick things off for you, and what makes advocacy approachable.
Mm-hmm.
because it's really hard. It's really hard to do advocacy if it's not actually fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And Erin, as you're talking, you're making me think about how, in a lot of ways, ECEs in Ontario don't really have a lot of self-determination in their work. We have so many rules and regulations and things that we're
Mm.
beholden to. And I think this campaign is kind of a cool way to give that back to ECEs, let them self-determine where they see themselves, if they want to push their boundaries and get out of their comfort zone or do something that's really cozy and familiar to them.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's absolutely it. And I kind of love that being able to say, this is who I am in
Yeah.
advocacy. And to be able to really say this is who I am in my work and in my practice. So important to
Yeah.
feel seen that way in your work. Um, I also think it's kind of a bit cheeky. I mean, I am 1,000 years old now, so I haven't been to a summer festival in a while. But I think about the kind of the vibe and the energy that kind of going to a summer festival kind of brought, and planning the outfits and knowing exactly what where which stage you're going to be at for which set. And I kind of feel that way about advocacy now. Clearly, I don't get out too much, but I that same kind of oh, this is going to be fun energy. I hope that people will find in it, and I know that the events that we're going to be having will have that, because I don't know if anybody who's hung out with us for an event. I think we're fun. Like, I always have a great time. Um, like the tail end of the summer, we have a craft and chat event, and I am so excited about that. Crafting with ECEs is peak crafting. It's like top quality crafting,
Definitely.
because they bring the inventiveness and they're so encouraging of each other. And I feel like so much of ECE life is really crafting something together from not too much.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful metaphor. I remember
Mhm.
our craft and chat last summer. People brought projects that they had been working on for months. And so we could see they were working on something they had been doing for a long time. And that too was also such a metaphor because they showed up into this space with this like half finished embroidery project. And
Right.
everyone was like, whoa, you've made that, all of that so far. Like, you've come so far. And they're like, "Well, I have a long way to go still." And we're like, "Yeah,
Right.
but look at everything you did already."
Right. That's, yeah, I love that. And it's so important. And kind of, I'm a person who has a million kind of works in progress.
Mhm.
And it can feel a bit like kind of embarrassing and shamey to be like, I am uncompleted. This is uncompleted. But to have somebody go like, but look how great it is already is
Mhm.
is pretty life affirming. And I think if you're somebody who's like, I don't know very much about advocacy, I know that things are sitting not right with me, that things are bothering me, but I don't know how to be an advocate. And you turn up someplace and you get to hear that the fact that you're here is an act of advocacy. The
Mhm.
fact that you are thinking and talking about what the kind of world you want to see is also an act of advocacy. If you turn up as a work in progress yourself and then get that kind of validation that what you're doing is enough, the extra things that you can do with support. Kind of hoping that's the vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what kind of activities can people expect
Ooh.
in the campaign once it's officially launched?
We kick off by asking you to get somebody to sign up for AECO emails, which I don't know if if you've ever met some of our colleagues. I'm pretty sure that every time Patricia leaves the house, she manages to get somebody to sign up for AECO emails.
Yes.
So being able to share, hey, there's this cool thing, and I think you should do it. Pretty fun, easy kickoff task. But then there are things that might not seem super connected to advocacy, but actually are. Things like being able to journal your experiences, to be able to book yourself 10 minutes or 20 minutes to think really specifically about, what does my practice mean to me? What
Mm.
kind of future do I want to see? What would it look like if I had incredible wages? what would the world look like if all ECEs had incredible wages? Which doesn't seem like it would be an advocacy task. It seems pretty self-carry, but is really important. It's hard to advocate if you can't if you don't know what you're hoping for, and you don't have a kind of a really set goal in mind that about what life can be like, how life can be better.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also the craft and chat. Looking forward to it a lot. And things like it can feel a bit scary if you're a person who has never met your MPP, who has never kind of really engaged in that kind of democratic process, or it's been intimidating to you, then following them on Instagram to find out when they're having, their MPP neighborhood socials, so you can go and eat free hot dogs. Like that's eating free hot dogs is an excellent act of advocacy.
Yeah.
Um, so doing that, sharing a seriously cool new version of the roadmap with your MPP, and then winning amazing prizes for it. Like I those are the kind of activities we'll be doing this summer, and I'm really looking forward to how people do them and how they engage with them, and sometimes having that first step, that first thing to do, lets you expand a little bit and do, okay, now I'm doing the next thing.
That sounds so fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think this is also something that would be really cool to do with your room partner or your friends who are
Yeah.
ECEs. This feels kind of like the library reading challenge, I think is
Oh
what
my
it keeps
gosh.
reminding me of.
Yeah, I love that everything's funner with your chums.
Hmm.
Um, and being able to plan activities like around the fun stuff you're doing anyway
Yeah.
is, is pretty useful. And there's lots of ways to get involved. The way that folks get to win prizes is on Instagram. So our colleague Patricia, who we love, will be making sure and kind of doing the moderation, making sure that people are able to get their information down, and when they're leaving comments, and that they're able to be eligible.
If you don't already follow us on
Mm,
Instagram and you want to be entered in the draws to win our awesome prizes, you can follow us at underscore AECEO, and the link will also be in the show notes.
yay. Good reminder. Thanks, Rachel. Oh my gosh. So and if you do not feel up for that particular advocacy task that week, then there are other things that you can do during the week, whether it is listening to the Spotify playlist 5,000 times, um, uh, couldn't be me, or coloring pages, or sharing a link with a family that you're having a conversation with. Like there are so many ways to approach the prompts that totally count as advocacy,
Mhm.
that are a great way to remind yourself what you care about and to bring your community with you. The prize is an iPad mini, and
Woo!
right? And uh, I pretty exciting, pretty exciting. Um,
Sponsored by Bel Air Direct.
love them.
When I think about the past couple summers and the campaigns we've done, I really kind of hold space for this almost tension that I think I, as an EC, at least felt, which was that if I was doing something for me, it couldn't also be something for the field or the children or the families or my colleagues. That doing an act of self care was somehow more selfish or more
Mm,
separated from my work. Like those two things like existed not in
mhm,
connection with one another. And I think that these campaigns, I hope people see them as the integration of that, right? Like you can go for ice cream with your colleagues and talk about what you like and you don't like about the fields, and that is enough. And you did something for you, and you also are building that advocacy community and having those hard conversations. And those two things, it can be gray, you know?
yeah, that's such a great point. I mean, I think about what it's like in that first week of September and how the pace picks up and there's this kind of freneticism. And in the first week of August doesn't feel like that. So it feels like sometimes it feels like there's a bit of room to breathe. Um, and a little bit to, if I have to do difficult things, I paint my toenails. a fancy color. Um, and it feels like, even if nobody's going to see my toenails, it feels like a thing that I do to prep for the tough stuff to come,
Mm.
to spend a moment and to know that they're there, you being bright yellow or turquoise or baby pink. Um, and it lets me be prepared for harder things to come, which I get that it doesn't make a lot of sense. But some of the things on the list feel like the equivalent of like a nice coat of yellow for your toenails.
I love that.
Yeah. There's work to be done,
Hmm.
you know, particularly when the provincial government sits again, there's stuff that needs to be decided. There are big important decisions happening that ECEs need to have our voices in so
Hmm.
that we don't get forgotten about or left behind or have decisions made that don't reflect our values and our practice. And that fight's coming. And so
Hmm.
having a bit of time to take a breath and to remind myself or remind each other that advocacy can look really sustaining and life affirming and fulfilling. I think that's really what I'm hoping the summer campaign will do.
Oh, Erin, you're giving me chills. That was beautiful. Yeah, I agree. So, if people want to get involved with the activities and the prizes and the fun, where should they look?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So if they don't already get email updates, they should do that immediately. And also think about who else they want to tag in so they're eligible to win awesome prizes. If they're not already following us on Instagram, they should be like definitely so that they get the ability to win fun prizes. We'll be in touch. We'll be sending an email like a week throughout the summer to say this is what's coming up next week. Here's who won cool prizes. Here's pictures of the fun stuff the fun stuff people have been doing. We'll also have prompts um, on Instagram, kind of the Friday before, so you know what's coming
Mm.
up. If you are a member of the Care Collective and you want to spend some time thinking or doing these things together, can super duper recommend.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So, lots of ways to get connected, get involved. We'll also be posting all of the documents on our website so people can access them there. And definitely sign up for everything because you don't want to miss any of this awesome stuff this summer. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider becoming a member. The link to join us will be in the episode description. Your membership makes a difference in the lives of ECEs and childcare workers, children and families, and allows us to continue doing this work. To all of the members currently supporting us, thank you so, so much. To all the ECEs and childcare workers listening, you are the best ever and deserve to have the best ever summer.